Hello, breadheads. Welcome to another episode of Think Fresh Podcast, a podcast dedicated to Subway sandwiches and the lives of your hosts, Ty and Eric. How are you doing, Eric?
Man, I'm doing super swell. I'm kind of just like cozied up at home. You know what I mean? I've got my blankie on, and I've been on the couch, just working from the couch all day, watching like YouTube videos about how remote work is dying.
Yeah, people who write articles against remote work have never been coddled by their apartment. They probably live in it like they're the type of bachelor pad with just a lawn chair and the TV on the floor.
Yeah, dude, I used to have a TV on the floor, and those days were pretty amazing. But going back to that, I just like can't imagine. So I'm living large, man. I'm enjoying my work from home schedule. This podcast allows me to do so much. No thanks to Zencaster. It's all thanks to us. We are in the driver's seat. Ty, we had a big week. We had a lot of activations this week. Should we talk about them?
Big week. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I'm on a triple header right now. Every night, different cocktail bar, different activation. It's a tough life, but it's the one that only a celebrity or me could really handle.
Speaking of celebrities, I just booked Craig's on Melrose, so I'll be hitting that up for the very, very rare coveted 6 p.m. rezo.
Oh, very cool, very cool. You'll have to watch out for the paparazzi. They'll be posted up around that time for the early dinner. The older Hollywood actors will be coming in at 6 p.m. for their rezo as well.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a funny way to like try to strategize or premeditate a celeb sighting, is to go like during the old head hours, because that's when like Leo dines, you know, like he's going for dinner at like 5:30, when it's probably before it opens. Actually, that's probably the move if you're at that level of celebrity.
I think so. In bed by 9, right? Because you have to keep that youthful appearance for whatever time you have left.
Totally. Yeah, dude, that cocktail of 10 hours of sleep and Botox will go a long way.
Damn. I can only imagine. I'm running on like 6 hours of sleep every night. 6 inches of sleep, if you will. Because I'm just too busy out hitting the bars, you know? I'm in my Zoomer era. I'm living life, Eric, and I know you are too. I ran into you the other day at Bar Tartar. I thought this is really funny. 2 podcasters from the same show crossing paths in the same location. What are the odds?
One might think that this was spontaneous, Ty, but we all know that I had mentioned to you that I was going to the potentially the failing Bar Tartar, you know, a return to form, as they say, post Juice Bar closing. And then you had said, wow, that's a great idea, I'll be in Gastown as well. But here we are, Ty. We're both sitting at Tartar Bar. And yeah, what did you think, man? Did you like go in with a watchful eye? Were you taking notes? Were you scanning for familiar faces?
I was half expecting to see you there, half not. But I want to just let you know that even though I knew you might be gracing the presence of Bar Tartar, I didn't make the final decision to go there. I left it up to my party amongst a few locations, and who knew that I was amongst a natural wine lover. So they made the final call to walk in those doors, not me. But I knew in the back of my mind that I would see your face for podcasting somewhere in the crowd.
That's right. I had the window seat because I had to make sure I was facing the window so that when my co-host walks in, he couldn't like attack me from behind or anything like that, play a kind of prank on me. I was watching the door ready for you to come in.
Dude, when you get to podcasting at our level, you can never turn your back on a door. You always have to be watching.
That's right. So many doors have opened for us after we started podcasting that I can't look away.
Wow.
Cool. So I got there quite a bit before you, so I think I had wrapped up my meal and my bottle of red, my introverted red. So by the time you got there, I said what up, met your friends, and took off But did you happen to get any kind of pizza going? I didn't see one on your table when I left.
Oh yeah, the pies were en route, Eric. 2-day delivery. Um, we just shared one. It was like a take on the margarita, but you know how you can get like you got your basic fior latte margarita, but then you can upgrade that sometimes to the mozzarella de bufala if you're feeling fancy. I'm sure you know all about that. Well,
Oh, dude.
turns out there's a secret third tier to the margarita game, which is you can upgrade to burrata on it, and that's totally the move.
Fuck yeah, dude. That sounded incredible. I was happy enough to taste the burrata myself as well. And I gotta say, man, probably my favorite thing to get on a pizza now. Like, it's
Same.
a total game changer.
Just like the fat white glob in the middle, and you like pop that thing like a balloon, and it just oozes everywhere. And then it's just this sopping, creamy pizza. Oh man, I'm dreaming about it right now. I need another one in me ASAP.
Yeah, dude, me too. My burrata pizza was not a marg though. I had got the prosciutto, burrata, and fig pizza,
Oof.
and that thing was insanely good, dude. The fig was bellissimo.
Wow. Fig is such a funny like ingredient because it only seems to like hang out in fancy restaurants. It's hanging out with the rich crowd, but it's such a pedestrian fruit, you know? There's fig trees growing wild everywhere, but only the upper class seem to give a hoot about the fig. They don't get no one else gives a fig.
That's a good point. Why is that, you think? I think it potentially has to do with its association with charcuterie boards. You know what I mean? It's like if you were to get a charcuterie board with some kind of jam on there, more often than not, it's a fig jam. Maybe because it's
Yep.
like just lesser known or less commonplace. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think it's very good bang for your buck with figs. Like they're pretty small and they're quite tart. So you have to like work them quite a bit to get them into a palatable state, and you'd have to work a lot of them to offer any degree of quantity, and the pedestrians like quantity over quality, right? Like
That is
a pear, a
defining
pear or an
characteristic
apple.
of the pedestrian class.
They got their big McMansions and their apple pies. Apples are literally a dime a dozen these days, not figs.
No kidding. No kidding. If I were to guess, if I were to put my Farmer's Almanac hat on, I would guess that the fig, this is a total guess, okay? The fig has the smallest window of ripeness out of any fruit. Like, I think it's pretty hard to, like, transport a fig from Mexico all the way here because you have to pick it when it's green to do that, right? Because it ripens, like, in the Ford F-350. You know what I'm saying? That's running across the border. So I think that's just like harder to do with figs because they are kind of gross when they're not ripe, and then when they're ripe, they're super sweet and good.
Right. So figs fall into the same trap as the avocado. But why is the avocado blown up in recent years while the fig has... Dude, I think the fig is an up-and-comer. I think it's the underdog of the fruit industry, and I think we should get a fig plantation to get ahead of this next wave.
Yeah, dude, 100%. This is like investing in weed in like 2012. It's like, oh, dude, it's gonna be the next big thing.
Huh? Because like you get it on sandwiches, like with a little bit of pear or like a little bit of apple, a little bit of like blue cheese. That's a good combo on a baguette.
Oh,
You know?
man. Dude, a little blue cheese and fig baguette. Fuck, dude. Yeah, dude, that was probably one of the better pizzas I've ever had. I'll be honest. And it's a shame that this place is not a permanent staple of Bar Tartar because it was really, really good. But that truck is... It's a moving, you know what I mean? It's a truck-in, so probably catch it at a different location if needed.
Yeah. This is the biggest challenge with food trucks, especially good ones, is that you better go catch it.
Oh,
And
dude, do
that's
you
an extra layer of complexity on my evening.
totally? Did you ever see that food truck Golden Era?
Is that the one that used to serve the like $2 hamburgers that looked like they were made in a basement but tasted like they were made by gods?
Yes, exactly. And this truck was like impossible to track down. Like, do you remember when
Mm-hmm.
like you would just like see it around like Chinatown all the time, and then
Mm-hmm.
you would like try to predict where it'd be, and you like go look on like a Thursday or Friday night, it's like gone, like no clue where it
Oh
is.
yeah.
And then you'd be like driving down Hastings, and you'd see it on like Clark, and you're like, what the fuck is it doing here? It's like this guy has no schedule; he just does what he wants.
Dude, it's so crazy. Like he drives by and adults are just chasing after those hamburgers, like kids after the ice cream truck, hordes of
Yeah,
men.
yeah. It's like the burger's like probably a solid 7 out of 10, but the fact that I can't have one makes it a
Mm-hmm.
10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
um, Yo, so yesterday I actually had a big night. Actually, let's finish your triple header. What that's this? We're talking about night one still. What did you do the next 2 nights in a row?
Oh shit. Well, night two, I had a second pizza activation, the second bar. This time it was a cocktail pop up actually in your neighborhood. Once again, hit the margarita pizza. Had a few cocktails. I drank a very unusual cocktail. Mixologists have gone too far, Eric, but another pizza and drink activation. So they, to get in the spirit of things, they were mixing up this one drink that was topped up with mozzarella water. And you know I had to try that.
What the fuck? Is this like a twisted Italian lactose beer or something?
Not quite. I don't even remember the other ingredients. I think there was some gin. I think it was almost like a take on the Negroni, but like creamier. It was very weird. I've never had
Dude,
anything
what the
like
hell?
it. But at pizza restaurants, they got to use every part of the animal, right? And that includes the mozzarella acqua. So there's an idea. There's an idea for San Pellegrino to capitalize on Big Nestle if they want.
Hell yeah,
Create a
dude.
new
This
deed.
is honestly kind of like when you go to like a fancy restaurant and you can take a shot of whiskey from the bone marrow. You know what I'm saying? You just like take the whiskey down to like shoot.
Oh,
like
dude,
that, but
yeah.
imagine doing that with like a spent little tub of mozzarella. You know what I mean? You just have like the mozzarella water in there, and then you drop a little, I don't know, limoncello. That'd be pretty good if I'm honest.
This is the thing though, is they're telling you it's mozzarella water, but they're not telling you at which stage of the mozzarella tub the water came from. Like, it seems kind of palatable and interesting if it's like the first scoop out of a freshly cracked tub of mozzarella.
Mm-hmm.
But if they're like tipping the jug to get the last couple drops out of a freshly polished off container, I don't really want those drops. I don't want the bottom of the barrel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually agree. But then again, why are we okay with pickle juice being added to our martinis? You know what I mean? It's like or olive juice. Like, that's kind of gross too. Like, whenever there's
Yeah.
like one olive left in the jar and it's just 98% water in there, like, I'm kind of grossed out anyway.
Yeah, I completely agree, Eric. I'm not a brine guy. I would rather not.
I'm not a brine boy either. Amazing. I had an interesting drink though on Thursday last night, Ty. I had I don't know if this is an Indian thing. I had it at an Indian restaurant, but it's called a Boilermaker, fancy Boilermaker. Have you heard of this?
Boilermaker. No, I haven't. It sounds
Um,
industrious.
It's pretty industrious. It's basically a riff on the beer and a shot combo, which is like the best combo known to man. Like, nothing goes better with like a can of Budweiser than a shot of Jameson. But from what I understand, Ty, this is a pale ale with a shot of rum in it, and it's like just added to the beer. And this thing is gnarly, dude. It really sent me. This was like, I had this on an empty stomach before my my butter chicken, and that was pretty wild. I had a wild night.
Dude, pre-gaming the butter chicken, go crazy.
Yeah, dude, pre-gaming the spicy lamb with a shot of rum and a pale ale, like, fucking rest in peace.
Real mad lad over there.
But yeah, dude,
Okay.
it landed quite well in the stomach, I'm not gonna lie.
So, and wait, you call this a Widowmaker? What is it?
A Boilermaker. That's what it said on the menu. And I wasn't really sure what I was gonna get. I just saw the words pale ale and rum in the description. I said, fuck it, let me get this, you know? Let them cook real quick.
Isn't Boilermaker the brand name of the toaster oven at Subway?
If so, crazy.
I'm pretty sure it is. Let me quickly Google this. High speed oh no, sorry. I'm mixing Boilermaker up with Turbo Chef again.
Oh, dude, don't mix up Turbo Chef. I'm just looking up fancy Boilermaker. Oh yeah, this is a normal thing. This is a known term, Ty. This is kind of like a shaft. Do you remember when you explained to me that this was commonplace and I had no idea?
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, it's similar. You got a little bit of hard stuff with a little bit of light stuff. Cool.
So
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna
as
turn
the
my
legend
apartment
goes-
into a boiler room tonight.
Yeah, dude, Boilermaker's fuck yeah, dude. It says here, Ty, I just googled it. Why is the drink called a Boilermaker? Well, some suggest, Ty, that the drink gets its name from literal Boilermakers, and to cap off a day of work, they would ask for a beer and a shot of whiskey at their neighborhood bars. So, literally, what I just described. I'm so happy.
Interesting. This is so funny because I'm now on Boilermakers.org, which is a nonprofit international brotherhood of Boilermakers, iron shipbuilders, blacksmith, forgers, and helpers. And
Shit.
they have a whole section dedicated to having whiskey with a beer chaser. So it's actually backed by the institution of Boilermakers, the Brotherhood. They have a
We
they have a
love that.
seal. It looks like the Navy.
Yeah, dude, we love the brotherhood here. In Fresh Podcast, but this is
Holy
incredible.
I bet every member of this brotherhood eats at Subway.
I'm not entirely sure, Ty, if traditionally the shot is poured into the beer, but that is what I experienced at Vij's. I don't know if I name dropped yet. The Indian restaurant, the OG Indian restaurant of Vancouver, from what I'm able to
nice.
gather. Yeah.
And did Vij himself grace your presence? Because last time I was
did.
there, he came up and gave me a good tap on the back and said, "Hello, friend, podcaster. I look up to you."
Damn, he really came through and broke bread with the gang. That's pretty sick. Yeah, he broke some naan with us as well. Big Vij came out with a nice little sparkly scarf, which I didn't have the chance to ID it, but he did come out and say what up. Just wished us a nice meal and don't hesitate to let him know if we need anything. So, yeah, I thought it was nice.
Wow.
I thought it was like really cool when the head chef comes out or like the owner or whatever. That never happens anymore. You know what I mean? It's kind of like an old school thing.
Definitely, especially when your head chef is TV famous, then it feels extra special.
Totally. I'm hoping to experience that again at some point because I'm going to be hitting up some good restaurants for the rest of the year. Time my calendar is pretty packed, so I'm hoping to break bread with some more chefs. But that's pretty awesome that he did that for you as well.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to get recognition in the culinary industry for the work that I've done on this podcast.
Totally. I also love being the youngest at a relatively fancy restaurant. You know what I mean? I truly get off on that still, Ty. I hope I never grow up. Because,
I feel you.
yeah, being the youngest there to, like, drop the platinum on the table, it's just, few things feel better than that, if I'm honest.
You feel like you're new money, right? Because you're surrounded by all these cougars sipping martinis and white tablecloths and stuffy atmosphere, and the servers are finally excited to have someone their age, like, grace their presence.
Totally. And I can only imagine the internal thoughts of Vij himself. He's probably like, these young bucks, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm. Like, I can't wait to blow their young minds with this paneer.
Yeah, dude. Okay, great. So let's move into day 3, Ty. What did you do last night?
Oh, I kept it simple last night, Eric. Quick little bar side activation at Bao Bay in Chinatown. Had a perfectly normal cocktail, a few dumplings, and then I swung by a brewery for a dark lager and home before 10. But it capped out my 3-day bender.
Dude, finishing your 3-day bender on a dark lager is so crazy, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah,
it's like
dude.
You should be
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Dude, you're going to be in the Guinness Book of World Records for drinking the most Guinness.
Whoa, that's the same Guinness, isn't it? Probably.
Do you think it's the same Guinness?
Why would a brewery want to sponsor world records? What's the end game there?
I think their slogan is literally "Hold my beer." So it actually kind of works perfectly.
That does make a lot of sense, actually.
Nice, Ty. I love that you graced Chinatown, my hometown. I went to I don't even know how to say this, but it's probably an infamous bar for the Think Fresh community, Grapes and Soda. I graced
one of my favorite spots in the city. I'm so happy you finally made an appearance.
Yeah, I know, dude. Ty's been bothering me to go there for so long, and I just keep telling him, like, dude, that place has the worst possible name for a bar, Grapes and Soda. Like, that sounds so whack. I do not want to go there. And what I had pictured in my head was, like, this really just, like, cleaned up kind of, like, I don't know, soul lacking bar. Like, that's, for some reason I had that image in my head just purely based on the name. But then I actually went, and yeah, it looked pretty good. It was like, looked authentic and kind of like not run down, not dingy, but kind of like had elements of a dive bar, which I liked. So yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I had a couple cocktails, got there right around last call, so I had to speed run the first one, and then the second one I got in right before closing, which was nice of them to accommodate an alcoholic like me.
It's true. They're like, "Oh, sir, you have only had one drink today. Please sit down. Take your time."
Yeah, exactly.
We'll bring you a double.
I have a long drive ahead of me. Can I please have another?
It's interesting though that you were so quick to judge a bar by its cover, and not cover in the monetary sense. But I do that too with food. Like, I think about how few of the Subway series options I've consumed. And so many of them have names that completely just give me the ick, like the Turkey Cali Club. It's a great example of a sandwich I will never order. Or the Great Garlic. Like, who's going for that? Mexicali. Yeah, I'll get the Mexicali from Subway, an Italian-inspired restaurant.
100%. And also, who made California the authority of, like, anything with avocado in it? Because that's pretty much what makes it a Cali-style sandwich, right? Like, turkey and avo. Like, why is that a California thing? We have those here as well. You know what I mean? Where are the avocados even from? Mexico? Shouldn't it be a Mexican sandwich? Is it a taco?
Dude, I feel like the whole Cali food enigma is all about not just the avocado, but how do you present the avocado in the most carb-free format possible. It's about eating next to nothing with the avocado,
Absolutely. Maybe some salt and olive oil. Actually, hold the oil. Just avo. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. You don't want to double up on fats. So
100%.
I don't know. And there's 2 sandwiches in the Subway series menu that have the word Cali in them. Like, Subway's just not afraid to just cross borders,
Absolutely. Do you think it's safe to say that Subway is a West Coast sandwich institution? Like, just looking at the menu itself, like, is the menu more Western inspired or Eastern inspired?
Well, that's a good question because the subway concept has such a like an East Coast route. You got the New York subway map on the walls. The idea of like the hoagie is an East Coast concept. Like no one on the West Coast is really eating hoagies outside of Subway.
That's true. So, but is it a hoagie or a sub?
Well, what's the difference, Eric?
Well, I think there is a difference, and I think it has to do with the sauce or something like that. Let's see here. Hoagie, or is it a hero? Hoagie versus sub? Apparently a hoagie uses harder bread and served cold, and a sub is soft and can be toasted or cold. So it is a sub because it offers the toasting option.
Interesting. So the toasting is what changes the nomenclature of the footlong. Because if you just leave a footlong out for a few days, it gets a little bit harder. You got yourself a hoagie now, baby.
Yeah, dude. So I guess we can call it like, okay, so the restaurant itself is east and it's meeting west, which is the sandwich. It's like it's like a perfect fusion scenario if you think about it.
It's a bi-coastal fast food train for sure. But like honestly, like the words that they use to describe the footlongs are so West Coast, it's not even funny. Like not just the like Cali whatever. I'm thinking like the steak, like the chicken rancher. Ranching is a pioneering act that is connected to the soul of the West Coast. Or like Green Goddess chicken. Eric, if you say Green Goddess in some delis in New York, you'll be shot on scene. Like you can't walk around throwing those words around.
Yeah, dude, the Green Goddess on the East Coast is actually named the Green John.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't order that over there. So
it's a bit tricky. Like the outlaw is a West Coast concept. We invented the outlaw out here. This is why they came here. They were outlawed from the East.
Who was?
The outlaws.
Oh, who were the outlaws? Was it criminals?
They were outlawed by the society of the East, so they came out west and
really
tried to strike it big. Yeah, now there's a sandwich named after them.
That's a real history lesson there. Like that's how the West Coast was founded.
Just by the misfits of the world, the freaks, the weirdos, banished from their homeland, in search of greener spinach and better mozzarella.
Wow.
Or should I say Bella mozzarella?
The Joe Rogans and the Tupacs of the world. Amazing. Well, I didn't know that. That was news for me. Nice. Well, anything else you want to talk about, Ty?
Yeah, I just wanted to share with you. This has been kind of a hometown episode. You and I have been sharing some stories of our trials and tribulations amongst the Vancouver bar scene. And so I thought it'd be good to end cap with a story related to Subway coming out of Vancouver itself today.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. In our own backyard. You wouldn't believe. Okay, here's what happened, Eric. Way back in 2020, the golden days for some of us, a Subway in Vancouver was robbed at gunpoint. The man went into the bathroom at the Subway. I don't know how we missed this.
How did we miss this?
The show is live.
You know what? This probably happened right before we started the pod, because when did we start the pod? Like July 2020, which is insane to say out loud.
Crazy. So it must have been around that time. This would have been like July, August that this scenario unfolded. But what happened was that the man goes into the Subway. He goes into the bathroom because he's probably got to get like the nerves out of his system first. And then he goes up to the counter and he orders a footlong sandwich. And then after he completes the footlong sandwich, when it's time to pay, he pulls a gun out and asks for all the money in the register. Whether or not he actually took the sandwich, I would assume he took the sandwich too, right? Which is dangerous because that would actually be a clue as to like where they are. You could follow the smell.
Yeah, dude, just follow the trail of black olives that lead all the way to like a van somewhere, you know?
Yeah, basically. So he makes off with presumably a sandwich, $350 in cash. He's apprehended. They followed the litter. 350. Yeah. The Canadian mounted police followed the literal breadcrumbs to his location, tracked him down, and arrested him. So you're probably wondering, why does this story matter this 3 years later?
Okay, yeah, let's hear about it. They
the
just
reason it matters,
broke out of jail?
Didn't break out of jail, but he finally got sentenced, and for this act. But he actually had his sentence reduced by a judge because, get this, because he was using, it turns out he was using an imitation gun, not a real gun. So they had his sentence reduced for using a fake gun.
Oh, shit. So he got his sentence reduced from 12 months to 6 months?
Something like that. I don't know how long. Yeah, maybe 23 months to 1 year.
Oh, literally cut in half, just like the sandwich.
Literally. And I just thought this was so ironic that he robbed a place that was serving fake food, and then he used a fake gun to do it. And then because of his fake gun, he got off easy. But then it reminds me how Subway gets off easy every single day robbing humans of their internal clock because they've eaten a foot long of fake food, and now they've probably taken a few months off their life. Mm-hmm. So there's this like weird dichotomy happening here where everybody's a faker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's very strange. And one other thing that's kind of like a red flag in the story, Ty. Do you think every Subway has to have like $350 in cash at all times? Because I don't think anyone's paying with cash, and $350 seems like just like the default number that needs to be in there, you know?
Totally. And this is middle of the pandemic when all cash was banned. So it doesn't make any sense. That's so much money for a Subway to have on site. That's like probably like 40 footlongs worth.
That's right, Ty. If you carried cash during the pandemic, you were a criminal and a fascist.
For sure. Keep that shit at home where it can't infect anyone with a $10 bill.
Exactly. Oh, dude. This is a tragic story, Ty. Prayers go out to the victims. You know what I mean? Do you think he had time to eat the sandwich? Like, did they catch him right away? Or was it like, do you think he was like passed out on the ground after eating the footlong?
This is the problem with our news cycle, is that it's focused on all the wrong details.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Like what cheese? What bread?
What bread? What toasted? You know? Was it a footlong? Was it a sixer? Robbing the Subway after ordering a 6-inch is so crazy because you don't have to pay for it.
Yeah, dude. Corporate America doesn't want you to know this one simple trick.
Yeah. If you simply rob the Subway, you don't need to pay for your footlong. That's how you get around the $5 footlong myth.
Yeah, you can be like Sam Bankman, free footlong, we'll call it.
Yeah. Can you drop the address of this Subway? I'm curious. Actually, wait, can I guess?
You can guess. I'll tell you that it's not technically in Vancouver, but it's within the region.
Oh, so the greater Vancouver area.
Yes.
Damn, that really, really makes it harder to guess. I was going to say the one on Main and, like, beside the new hospital.
Oh, yeah. The one that you and I would frequently inspect the seafood medley at.
Yeah, the one where the homeless person came in, like, screaming for a glass of water.
Yeah.
This one is across from the Ivanhoe, I think, if the Vancouver heads are listening.
Dude, that location's so funny. I remember that was where I tried my first Subway sub bowl, and I remember a fly kept landing on it while I was eating it.
Yeah, dude. You were fighting the fly the whole time. It was pretty funny.
Damn. Tie versus fly.
Damn. That's also where we got to sample the Green Goddess sauce for the first time on a stale piece of cucumber.
Wow. The memories we made along the way, hey?
Dude, the memories that this podcast have, given us, it's endless and priceless.
Mm-hmm. It's true. No, it's not even worth you couldn't, it's more than $350 to me, is what I'm trying to say.
100% Ty. We have to rob every Subway on Earth for it to be worth it.
Yeah.
That's what it'll take for us to stop podcasting.
Well, I
We
can't
need
wait
all
for the
Subways
Vancouver...
to empty out the register.
That or the Vancouver Court of Appeal judge to shut us down for endorsing the wrong side of the story.
100%. Breadheads, thank you for listening. Ty, thank you for podcasting with me yet again. It's Friday, man. We gotta go live it up over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's time to start our weekend.
We gotta get back out there, King.
Get back out there, man. It's only been 3 days in a row. Let's make it 4.
Hell yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Think fresh, everybody, and party safe.
And a ciao.